Well, welcome to McKenzie Mountain. Here it is, the 27th of April, a Sunday morning. Very nice outside today, about 45 degrees right now, I think it is. I've got the cattle fed and my dog is fed, and I'm just out here enjoying some quiet, listening to the birds chirping. I can hear some geese down below. Haven't heard any turkeys yet this morning, but I'm listening for them. Someone said, have you heard cougars yet? We haven't seen any predator type animals up on McKenzie Mountain since we've been here. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not here. It just means that I haven't detected them. About this time of year last year, my son was out jogging on what they call it Golden Tiger Trail here. It's a railed trail that goes from Republic all the way to the Canadian border up at Danville, the Canadian border, 30 miles. And he was out running he doesn't jog, he runs. He was out running that trail and encountered 4 young cougars. And one of them kind of followed him around for a little while as he backed back out. One of them followed him, was curious, but eventually lost interest and left him alone. He got back home. And so about this time of year last year, they were sighted. Several of those 4 were sighted several times in and around the area between Republic and Curlew and around that trail and so forth. But I haven't heard anything about a cougar since then, really. So not sure. But this time of year would be when your babies are coming out, the new ones, and they've got to establish their territory. And Anita and I have bought new tires for our bicycles, so that now that we've moved here to Republic, our bicycles have been in storage, but we'll be pulling them out of that real soon. Be able to pull them out of storage, and we'll be able to ride in this area. Though we won't use road tires, we'll need to have trail tires. So to use that rail to trail, the Golden Tiger Trail. And we won't start it up right here in Republic. What I'd do is drive our bikes out to the Lake Curlew and get onto the trail there and ride from Lake Curlew to the little community of Curlew and back. Probably 5 or 10 miles round trip is what we'll probably do with that. But I'll need different tires, so I've got them now to put on the bike, and we'll do that. In the next month or so, we can start making a few rides. We're busy enough building the house that not really enough time to actually get the bikes out and do all those sorts of things until the house is at least occupiable. A few things like that we want to take care of. It is Sunday morning today, so I'm getting ready to go to church. I'm looking forward to being at Liberty Baptist Church here in Republic, where my son is the pastor. And it's always a joy to be with him and with the people there in church. It is an interesting thing to be in a situation where I'm no longer the pastor, no longer the preacher. People still, because they know I am a pastor, they do ask me questions, and they'll, 2 or 3 of them have Bible questions and so forth that they'll ask me from time to time, not often. I tell my wife at church I'd really rather leave all of that up to my son, and I'll talk about the weather and that kind of thing with the people here at this church. I do minister, I do serve the Lord, I do Bible studies online, so those sorts of things. But when it comes to the people of the local church, that's the pastor's responsibility to give them counsel and instruction, guidance in the Word of God. And I prefer to leave that up to the pastor to do. Oh, this afternoon, not much going to happen, I don't think. Just going to kind of relax around. Oh, I am going to be helping my son out. After the services are over, my son, he's talking about 6 different jobs that he's got. So he is the pastor of the church. That's his primary occupation. He's also works as kind of a caretaker for a piece of property here. Just does the odd jobs around, the mowing and the care, maintenance type of things on this piece of property. Make a little bit of money that way. He's on the volunteer fire department. Last night he was awarded Rookie of the Year for the volunteer fire department here in Republic. And he is the caretaker for the cemetery. Republic has town cemetery, and it is maintained, it's cared for, but it is done by volunteer. There's no real funds for it, so it's all done by donations. Whatever money comes in, they do fundraisers and bake sales and so forth to make enough money to kind of keep it going. And my son does the maintenance there. He does the lawns. He does the irrigation, keeping it irrigated. He also is responsible for whenever there's a funeral, for digging the grave and then filling it back in. And they do hire an excavator to come in and to dig, but then he'll kind of do the fine tuning and getting the corners cleaned out and so forth. He'll set up the machine for lowering the casket, and then he'll be the one that puts the casket, closes the not closes the casket, but covers the casket, refills the hole once the funeral is done. And it happens that today they're going to do a funeral. So they're getting ready to planning for this funeral, and they know that he's a pastor, so they asked him what day of the week absolutely will not work for you. And he told them, well, Sunday's just really a bad day for a funeral. For me, and so they came back and said, well, the only day the family can agree on is Sunday. What's the one time of the day? What's a time of the day that you would be able to do it on a Sunday? And so he set 1 o'clock. And so after the service today, this morning services are over today, then we're gonna go and change clothes. They will be conducting that funeral service, and then after it's done, I'm gonna try to go up there and help him shovel, putting the dirt back in. Most of the time, the excavator is not paid to fill the grave back in. He does it by hand. But in this case, the excavator volunteered to come back. It's in a pretty hard area with and it had lots of rocks in it, and it's in a tough area to work. And so the excavator volunteered to come back and help him to fill it in, at least to get the most of the dirt back into the grave hole. So I'm going to be up there trying to help him out with that a little bit this afternoon. Hey, wherever you are and whatever you're doing today, may God bless and keep you.